people who were killed by their own inventions. Sylvester H. Roper, 1823–1896. Sylvester H. Roper, the inventor of the Roper steam velocipede, was a pioneer in early bicycle technology. Unfortunately, his passion for innovation led to a tragic end. During a public speed trial in 1896, Roper suffered a heart attack or subsequent crash. It remains uncertain whether the crash caused the heart attack or vice versa. William Nelson, 1879–1903. As a General Electric employee, William Nelson devised a novel way to motorize bicycles. However, tragedy struck during a test run of his prototype bike. Nelson fell off the bicycle, resulting in his untimely demise. Francis Edgar Stanley, 1849–1918. Francis Edgar Stanley, while driving a Stanley Steamer automobile, met a fatal end. In an attempt to avoid farm wagons traveling side by side on the road, he drove his car into a woodpile. His invention ultimately led to his demise. Fred Duesenberg, 1876–1932. Fred Duesenberg, renowned for his high-speed automobiles, tragically lost his life in a road accident involving a Duesenberg automobile. His passion for speed and engineering ultimately proved fatal. Franz Reichelt, 1878–1912. Franz Reichelt, an Austrian tailor, believed he had invented a parachute suit. In 1912, he jumped off the Eiffel Tower, expecting his contraption to act as a parachute. Sadly, it failed, leading to his death. Ismail ibn Hamad al-Jawhari. Al-Jawhari, a Kazakh-Turkic scholar, attempted to fly using wooden wings and a rope. He leaped from the roof of a mosque in Nishapur, but tragically fell to his death. Jean-François Pilatre de Rosier, 1754–1785. Pilatre de Rosier became the first known fatality in an air crash when his Rosier balloon crashed during an attempt to cross the English Channel in 1785. Robert Cocking, 1776–1837. Cocking died when his homemade parachute failed. His oversight in not accounting for the parachute's weight led to the tragic accident. Otto Lilienthal, 1848–1896. Lilienthal, a pioneer in aviation, died from injuries sustained in a hang glider crash. His experiments paved the way for future aviators, but came at a personal cost. Percy Pilcher, 1867–1899. While attempting a flight in his hawk glider, the tail structure collapsed mid-air, causing him to plunge to the ground. He succumbed to his injuries 2 days later, and his powered triplane was never publicly tested. Marie Curie, 1867–1934. Marie Curie, the brilliant physicist and chemist, discovered radioactive polonium. Unfortunately, her long-term exposure to radiation from her own devices contributed to her death from aplastic anemia in 1934. Karel Susek, 1947–1985. Karel Susek, a stuntman, developed a shock-absorbent barrel. Tragically, during a demonstration where the barrel was dropped from the roof of the Houston Astrodome, Susek was fatally injured when it hit the rim of the water tank meant to cushion his fall. Alexander Bogdanov, 1873–1928. Bogdanov, a Russian polymath, died from an acute hemolytic transfusion reaction. His experimental mutual blood transfusion with a student led to his demise. Thomas Migley Jr., 1889–1944. Thomas Migley Jr., known for his inventions like tetraethyl lead, TEL, in gasoline and chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, met a tragic end. Severely disabled due to polio, he accidentally strangled himself in an elaborate system of ropes and pulleys he designed to help others lift him from bed. Henry Winstanley, 1644–1703. Henry Winstanley, a visionary engineer, designed and constructed the world's first offshore lighthouse on the treacherous Eddystone Rocks in Devon, England. His invention was meant to withstand even the fiercest storms. In fact, Winstanley boldly expressed his desire to seek refuge inside the lighthouse during the greatest storm there ever was. Unfortunately, during the Great Storm of 1703, the lighthouse was utterly destroyed, along with Winstanley and 5 other men who were inside. Their remains were never found. John Day, 1740 to 1774. John Day, an English carpenter and wheelwright, embarked on an experimental journey with his diving chamber. Tragically, during a test, he lost his life. His pursuit of underwater exploration ultimately led to his demise. Horace Lawson Hunley, 1823–1863. Horace Lawson Hunley, a Confederate American Marine engineer, was determined to revolutionize naval warfare. He built the H.L. Hunley, an innovative submarine, and became part of the second crew to test its capabilities. Unfortunately, Hunley perished inside the vessel during testing. Later, the H.L. Hunley achieved infamy by successfully sinking the USS Housatonic during the American Civil War, becoming the first submarine to sink an enemy warship in wartime. Karl Flach, 1821–1866. Karl Flach, a German residing in Valparaiso, Chile, responded to the bombing of Valparaiso by constructing the submarine named after him. Tragically, the Flach submarine failed to surface during a mission, resulting in Flach's death, along with that of his son and other sailors. Julius H. Kroll, 1820–1867. Julius H. Kroll, a German-American inventor and former Union Navy contractor, co-designed and constructed the submarine Explorer. His experimental dives with the vessel led to his untimely demise, likely due to decompression sickness. Cowper Phipps Coles, 1819–1870. Cowper Phipps Coles, a Royal Navy captain, designed the HMS Captain, a masted turret ship. Tragically, he drowned alongside approximately 480 others when the ship sank. The very vessel he had envisioned became his watery grave. William Pitt, 1841–1909. William Pitt, a Canadian ferryman, sought to improve transportation by designing an underwater cable ferry. However, in 1909, he sustained fatal injuries after falling into the machinery of his own ferries.